Imagine being stranded behind enemy lines, surrounded by enemies, running out of supplies, and enduring days of relentless gunfire. This was the grim reality faced by the Lost Battalion during World War I. The soldiers were at the mercy of fate, cut off from their allies, and mistakenly bombarded by their own forces. But in the darkest moment, salvation came, not from a brilliant strategy, advanced technology, or heroic soldiers, but from a small homing pigeon named Cher Ami. Cher Ami's incredible flight to deliver a critical message, despite suffering life-threatening injuries, became one of the most celebrated stories of animal heroism in military history. But how could a humble pigeon achieve such a remarkable feat? What made this bird so special? And why does its legacy still inspire us today? In this video, we'll uncover the extraordinary story of Cher Ami, the battlefield conditions that led to this incredible moment, and the bond between humans and animals in war. To understand Cher Ami's heroism, we need to revisit the chaotic and brutal environment of World War I. Between 1914 and 1918, nations across the globe were locked in a conflict that brought unprecedented devastation. This war marked the first large-scale use of trench warfare, where soldiers lived and fought in deep ditches under horrific conditions. Communication was one of the most significant challenges of this era. Modern technology like radio was still in its infancy and unreliable on the battlefield. Telephone lines, when available, were often cut by shellfire. Runners who delivered messages by foot were frequently killed or captured. In this environment, homing pigeons became a vital lifeline. These birds, specially trained to navigate back to their home lofts from unfamiliar locations, were fast, discreet, and difficult to intercept. Over 100,000 pigeons were deployed during World War I, and their success rate was astonishingly high, with some studies estimating that 95% of messages sent by pigeons reached their destination. Curiously, scientists still don't fully understand how pigeons navigate. Some believe they use the Earth's magnetic field, while others think they rely on visual landmarks, the sun's position, or even low-frequency sounds. Whatever the mechanism, their uncanny homing ability made them indispensable on the battlefield. The Argonne Forest in France was the site of some of the war's fiercest fighting. In October 1918, during the Meuse-Argonne offensive, the U.S. 77th Infantry Division advanced deep into enemy territory. Unbeknownst to them, they had moved too far ahead, leaving their flanks exposed and cutting themselves off from the main Allied forces. Approximately 600 men from the division, later known as the Lost Battalion, were surrounded by German troops. The soldiers faced a nightmare scenario. Their food and water supplies were depleted. Medical resources were almost non-existent, leaving many wounded untreated. The constant artillery fire made sleep impossible, wearing down their physical and mental strength. Adding to their misery, the Allied forces, unaware of the battalion's exact location, began bombarding their position. Every moment of delay brought the battalion closer to annihilation. Amid this chaos, the battalion's commander, Major Charles Whittlesey, knew their survival depended on getting a message to Allied headquarters. Human runners had failed, and other pigeons sent with messages had been shot down. Only one option remained: Cher Ami. Cher Ami was prepared with a small aluminum capsule attached to its leg containing the desperate plea: "We are along the road parallel to 276.4. Our own artillery is shelling us. For heaven's sake, stop." At 2 p.m. on October 4, 1918, Cher Ami was released. The soldiers watched anxiously as the bird flew upward, carrying their last hope. The flight was anything but smooth. German troops spotted Cher Ami almost immediately and opened fire. The bird was hit multiple times. A bullet blinded Cher Ami in one eye. Another shot tore through its chest, leaving a gaping wound. Its leg, which carried the message, was nearly severed. Despite these life-threatening injuries, Cher Ami continued flying. The pigeon covered over 40 kilometers in just 25 minutes, delivering the message to Allied forces and halting the deadly barrage. Thanks to Cher Ami, 194 soldiers were saved from certain death. When Cher Ami arrived at the Allied command post, the bird was near death. Bleeding profusely, blinded in one eye, and missing most of its leg, Cher Ami still managed to deliver the crucial message. Military medics worked tirelessly to save the heroic pigeon's life. Cher Ami was later fitted with a wooden leg to replace the one it lost. Though permanently injured, the bird survived and became a symbol of bravery and resilience. Cher Ami's actions earned it the Croix de Guerre, a prestigious French military decoration. Cher Ami returned to the United States as a celebrated war hero. The bird story was widely publicized, inspiring millions and solidifying its place in history. Today, Cher Ami's preserved body is displayed at the National Museum of American History in Washington, D.C. Visitors from around the world come to see the small bird that accomplished such a monumental task. Cher Ami's story has been retold in books, films, and educational programs, serving as a reminder of the unexpected heroes of war. Cher Ami's heroism is extraordinary, but it's not an isolated case. Throughout history, animals have played crucial roles in warfare. Here are a few notable examples. Stubby the dog, a canine mascot in World War I who warned soldiers of gas attacks and even captured an enemy spy. Wojciech the bear, adopted by Polish soldiers during World War II, Wojciech carried ammunition and boosted troop morale. Sergeant Reckless, a horse that transported supplies and ammunition under fire during the Korean War. These animals, like Cher Ami, were not only valuable for their practical contributions but also for the comfort and morale they provided to soldiers. Cher Ami's remarkable journey also raises questions about the biology of homing pigeons. How do these birds navigate with such precision? Scientists have studied this phenomenon for decades, proposing several theories. Magnetic fields. Pigeons may sense the Earth's magnetic field, using it as a natural compass. Visual landmarks. They might memorize landmarks during their training flights. Olfactory cues. Some researchers believe pigeons use their sense of smell to recognize familiar scents. Regardless of the exact mechanism, Cher Ami's story showcases the incredible capabilities of these often overlooked birds. Cher Ami's story also highlights the deep connection between humans and animals in times of crisis. In the chaos of war, animals often provide comfort, companionship, and a sense of normalcy. They remind us of the resilience of life even in the face of destruction. The bond between soldiers and their animal companions is a testament to humanity's ability to find hope and connection in the most dire circumstances. Cher Ami was just a pigeon, but its actions changed the course of history. The bird's courage saved 194 lives and left an enduring legacy that continues to inspire us over a century later. Cher Ami's story reminds us that heroes come in all shapes and sizes, and that even in the darkest times, hope can soar on the wings of the unexpected. What do you think about Cher Ami's incredible journey? Were you familiar with this heroic pigeon or other animal war heroes? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to share this video with someone who loves inspiring stories. Together, we can honor the memory of these extraordinary creatures.